I am not jacked. And that's the mindset that you got to carry around, bro. Like, and what I mean by that, let me get into a little story so you understand a little bit more about what I mean when I say I'm not jacked. So back on my fitness journey, when I was first starting out, I started making a lot of gains. I was getting bigger. The newbie gains were kicking in. The body recomposition was on point. Like, I was making progress, right? And as I'm making progress, people are telling me how jacked I am, how fit I look, like how good I look and everything. People are just covering me with flattery. The choosing signals are through the roof. You know what I mean? Like, attention from both men and women, right? Like, you just see like everybody's like telling you how great you are, right? And over time, you start to think like, okay, like, you start to believe you're him. Don't get me wrong. By the way, if you need help building a jacked physique, whether it's within the gym or whether it's at home or at the park, I'm the guy for that. I can help you with that. Hit that link in the description so we can book a one-on-one coaching call and see if it makes sense to work together for the year of 2024. With that being said, as I was saying, I am him, but the mindset of I'm him, it can become problematic when you get too cocky, you get too full of yourself, right? And then it wasn't until I think I started at a certain point. I even subconsciously, I kind of knew this, but at the time I was working out at the public commercial gyms, right? And then I switched to like a more private gym. And usually at these more private gyms, you have more serious people, more people who are more likely to look bigger than you and look more jacked than you. So I had put myself in a situation where, I was at a different gym, and at this gym, there's a lot more people who were like more jacked than me, who looked better than I did, who were bigger than me, right? And I feel like when I put myself, and I switched gyms a couple times, and I noticed the times that I switched gyms was when I made the most amount of progress. And that, like, when I switched gyms, I made the most amount of progress. Like, I would excel even further, right? And it was at these gyms where I felt like when I would switch gyms, I would end up being like at the bottom of the leaderboard. Like, you're in a video, I'm like the leaderboard, you would say, right? I wasn't the biggest fish in the pond anymore. I ended up being like near the bottom. And where I'm going with all this is I'm trying to say that you got to put yourself in environments where you don't feel like you're the best. You have to you don't want to be the biggest fish in the pond. You don't want to be the best or in the room or the smartest guy in the room, because you get complacent. You'll get to a point where you feel like you're him and you don't need to. Don't get me wrong. You got to have that positive thinking that like you are him, yes. But at the same time, you got to remember where you started. You got to remember those humble beginnings of why you started your journey in the first place. Like, you got to remember who you were, where you started, and why you can never go back to who you were. And the key to never going back is to remember, like, I am not jacked, right? There's another level that I can reach, right? And it doesn't matter at any point in your fitness journey, you can't get too comfortable. You can't get to that point where you think you've already made it. That's the most dangerous thing you could ever do, because it keeps you from progressing. It keeps you from progressing to new levels. You know what I mean? You could be stuck at level 5 for years, all because of the simple thought that you think you're that guy, which you are, but there's always another level to reach. It's like Marcus Aurelius back in the day knew this too. I think he hired a slave to follow him around to tell him, you're just a man. You're just a man, right? You always got to have that thought, right? That you got to humble yourself. When you reach that point, you got to stay humble, because that humility is what's going to keep growing. It's that remembering where you came from, remembering what it was like at the bottom, that keeps you going. That's all I really have to say for today. Make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe. Send this to someone who needs to hear it. And by the way, if you're looking for one-on-one coaching and you're looking to get jacked this year for the year of 2024, hit that link in the description. I'm the guy for that. I can help you with that. And remember, there's nothing enlightening about playing small. I'll catch you guys in the next video.